Hola, welcome to my kitchen. Okay, we are making beluga bolognese, which is basically lentil bolognese, but without meat, which is bolognese without meat, and it's using lentils instead. We're just gonna do 6 servings. First, 1 large onion. Okay, and question 1. What are you most excited for this coming month? June, I guess. I'm excited to go to Northside, which is a festival in Aarhus, and I've actually never been there. It was COVID and I couldn't go, so I'm gonna go this year. I'm actually volunteering at one of the food trucks so that I could get free tickets to go. And I'm also looking forward to Spider-Verse, which is, I think, an animated Spider-Man movie. And if you didn't know already, I love Spider-Man. I heard reviews. People have said that it's really good. Question 2 is, what's your favorite sneaker / shoe at the moment? Of course, I'm still wearing my Sambas, as everyone else is in this whole world. It's getting too much. It's so overrated now. It's kind of embarrassing. But I love those. And also my Doc Marten Adrian loafers. They're so comfy and so sturdy, and I wear them all the time to concerts, to go out, but also you can dress it up and go to work and school with that. Next question is, what's your go-to coffee order? When I'm at a nice cafe, I usually get a flat white, oat milk flat white, but if it's like a not so good cafe and it's expensive, then I get a cortado with normal milk because I don't want to spend all that money on a shit coffee. My sister said, you have so much time, why don't you reply to me instead? Well, someone said, what are your summer plans? Well, at the moment, I only have one thing planned, and that's I'm going to Amalfi with one of my close friends from Sydney. Yeah, he used to be my roommate in Sydney, and he's doing a huge Europe trip. I ran out of garlic, but we're gonna just go with this one that I have. Next question is, how do you make friends in a foreign country? Yeah, this one's hard. I'm not sure really like how to answer this. If you're going somewhere else for university or work or something like that, your environment naturally offers you the opportunity to make friends. But if you're just moving abroad with no other reason, then joining a sports team or making friends in workout classes, yoga classes, usually if it's a hobby, then you're already like-minded in some way, and it's easier that way to make friends. Otherwise, naturally in school you'll just meet people because you'll be doing group projects, you'll have lunch together. A good way of breaking out of the classmate circle and being more than just school friends and being like actual friends is you could ask them to go for a coffee, like while you're at school, maybe while you're at uni or at work, and then go out for a coffee, and already then you're talking about something else rather than school. You'll catch up or talk about the cafe, and then from then on you get to, meet up for dinners and just, I don't know, be more open and just invite people to things. If you're not that close but you want to hang out with them, it's also a good way to do that. Okay, I'm so distracted. And then we're adding carrots, chili flakes, thyme, and butter to it. Okay, this is so messy, but right now I have garlic and onion in this, and we're just gonna add the grated carrot, chili flakes, tomato puree. Oh shit, my butter's frozen. Okay, we're gonna need some red wine, 1.5 deciliter it says. Perfect. Okay, time to add our wine. 1.5 deciliter? What the fuck's deciliter? I don't know. We're adding the red wine and then we're gonna make it boil. Okay, our next question is Sydney or Aarhus? And that's a tough question. I hope you're enjoying Sydney, Lasse, by the way. Yes, I think you're having a better time in Sydney than I did. I wasn't surfing and going on holidays like that. I feel like Aarhus at the moment, just because it's still quite new, and yeah, it's been fun to just meet new friends and go to new places, cafes, and I still feel like I'm on exchange a little bit, so which is why I feel like it's quite fun to do so much stuff all the time. And in Sydney I lived a very basic life where I was just at home, going to uni, seeing family. Yeah, not so much exciting things or new things, but in general I think living wise I do prefer Sydney, just in terms of the beach. It's just so much nicer, and also I think to have kids, maybe it's nicer there because I don't speak Danish yet and it's difficult. But Sydney's very kid friendly and family friendly, and it's just a lot bigger as well, so more people, more opportunities. But Aarhus is great for right now, and when you're single I think it's more fun to be here. And that leads me to the next question. Robert Yao asked Aussie or Danish boys. That's funny. Yeah, interesting question. I think the stereotypical Aussie boy is quite extroverted and loud, but then in general I think people here, I found that they're a lot more cultured. Like everyone I've met has been to a million places, and they're very well traveled in Denmark, and also they're quite more shy, which I think I prefer. Okay, let's not talk about boys anymore, but yeah, boys I think. Another question is also from Rob. He asked, why do you look like an Asian auntie? And let me just... It's because I got a freaking bad haircut and now I can't fix it. I do look like... Yeah, I do look like an auntie because of this stupid hair. And it won't fix itself. I don't know what to do. But yeah, thanks. And next question is, are you ready for a hot girl summer in Italy? And yes, I'm so excited. I haven't seen you in so long, and it's so weird going from living together to basically catching up over FaceTime once a year. So very excited for you to see Europe, and very excited for, I don't know, our week in Italy together. And next question is, are you single? Don't ask me this question, but yes, sadly I am. We're adding cream and then passata. What's that? This. I'm adding chopped tomato instead. Chopped tomatoes. Sorry, this is so chaotic. 2 bay leaves. 1, 2 stock cube. And then lastly, some water. And then we just let that simmer. Oh my gosh, Rob, you're coming through. He asked, when are you coming back to Sydney? I am thinking of going back this Christmas because I've spent the last 3 Christmases here in Denmark with my lovely roommate and her family. And as much as I would love to do that again, I feel kind of bad, and I feel like I should go back, even though it's so expensive and the flight is so expensive and so far away. But I think I'm gonna do it and go back this Christmas. And I'm very excited to see my sister as well, so we're gonna do that. Okay, next question is, any advice for architecture school for someone starting soon? I'm so excited for you, first of all. I think it's quite intimidating going into architecture school because you hear all these things about it being terrifying and stressful and all that, but yeah, I think it's something you will really enjoy if you like it. So my first advice would probably be that make sure you like architecture, because if you don't, it's quite painful to go through 5 years of that and not know whether you like this field or not, but also in general, the type of work you do, realize that you're going to sit in a studio a lot. So it's very project based, so not many things are like a yes or no, whether you're correct or incorrect. Also, tutors can be quite tough on you depending on their personal taste. So if your vision, for instance, doesn't align with their point of view, then you're basically screwed because they'll give you so much shit for it and you just think that you're not good enough, but it's not like that at all. It's very subjective. So I think it's quite important to remember to make a project for yourself rather than do it for your tutor or to impress the external crit or something like that, because at the end of the day, it's your project and it's your portfolio that you're gonna keep. And yeah, I don't know if that's advice. Other advice would be make good friends because they will get you through everything. Like, you need friends to have lunch with, friends to have coffee with, friends to cry with, friends to ask for advice, friends who can teach you something, but also just like a support system. Whether that's, the person who sits next to you, someone from another class. You just really need your solid group of friends in architecture school, I think. It's not a do it on your own kind of subject, maybe. I don't know. And what else? You will probably pull all-nighters. It's okay to do that. You should, make sure you prioritize life and friends and everything else, because architecture school is not everything, even though when I was in school, that was all I thought. So I don't think that's really advice. You'll figure it out, I think. Don't get addicted to coffee so early on. That's almost done, so we're just gonna add the lentils now. Yum. And then she also asked, what are my plans after uni? At the moment, I'm job searching and I'm trying to look for a job in Denmark, but I'm thinking that if I don't get anything, I'm gonna have to start applying maybe back in Sydney or in Rotterdam or I don't know, Berlin or something, and just see where I get my first job, because right now it's kind of impossible. But another option is also looking at doing like graphic design / illustrations, because the architecture field is impossible at the moment. And I don't know, I do want to go into architecture in some way, like I want to work in an architecture office, but I actually would prefer working on the graphic side of architecture, if that makes sense. So maybe communications or working on press or publication and website design, that kind of thing. We'll see. I do have plans to move to Copenhagen though. That's one thing. I'm moving there in July after summer, and I hope that I'm manifesting that once I get an apartment, I'm gonna get a job and that everything will go smoothly. I don't know. Okay, we are about to make recipe number 2, which is my pizza dough. And because I broke my mixing bowl yesterday, we're gonna be mixing in this popcorn thing. This is our mixing bowl for today. I've already got everything in there. This is the recipe for the best pizza dough. And the next question is, how is life after uni? Well, that is a great question. I actually don't know what I've been up to since uni. I just realized it's been 4 months since I graduated, and it's going well. I'm seeing friends that I want to see more often. I'm spending a lot of quality time with friends and been quite good with exercising and keeping in touch with family, and but besides that, I'm just job seeking, and with that also comes a lot of frustrations, of course, and it's quite boring because you're writing the same kind of thing every day and trying to sell yourself, which I think is quite difficult. I don't know, I hate writing these cover letters because I find it so cliche. Like, you're trying to sell yourself basically, and writing down reasons why they should hire you. I don't know, maybe it's like imposter syndrome, but just feeling like you're not good enough for the role. And the other thing is the companies aren't even hiring, so it's a bit of I know you don't need anyone, but I'm here and I'm good and blah blah blah, and I find that quite difficult. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Life after uni is alright. It's a bit slow, and you really have to make intentional plans to see friends. Ugh! Just got dough in my hair. You have to really make plans with your friends, and that's, yeah, good and bad, because in school you don't have to really plan when you have to see friends. They're just there every day. But now you have to put effort in to do that, and I think that's quite nice. And it's just been nice to be able to do stuff like this, like make pizza dough and make food and yeah, hang out. And it's also summer now, so it's been so nice. We're just sitting outside a lot, drinking beers and making food and just spending a lot of time outdoors, swimming, stuff like that, rather than, yeah, sitting inside and working. So that's been quite nice, and I hope you guys have nice summer plans ahead as well. I hope this makes 4 pizzas. I'm not sure actually. Okay. Nope, that's not gonna work. That is not how you make dough. We're gonna keep going with our hands. Yes, so another question was, what is your favorite recipe? Well, at the moment I've been making this lentil bolognese thing quite often because it's so easy and it makes so much. Otherwise I really like this ramen recipe as well. It's delicious and it's so easy, and it's kind of like a twist, which I kind of enjoy. Otherwise, I love mushroom miso gnocchi. That's delicious as well. And you bake the gnocchi in it, and it's so good. I'm still loving my fried chicken, like the fake fried chicken where you use tofu and then you add Korean dressing and make it very crispy, and then you coat it in the sauce.
Shall I compare to a summer day? She's the sun, she fill out the gray. Quench my thirst, she's my lemonade. The yellow that I couldn't paint. Shall I compare to a summer day?